What's going on? What's going on? Cruzin Podcast. We're back. Another episode. We just got back from watching Halloween Kills, the sequel to the sequel of the original Halloween that came out in the 70s. Yes, that retconned. It retconned all the other sequels from the originals. It's the 2018 Halloween followed the original Halloween back in the 60s, 70s. This is the sequel to that, Halloween Kills. It picks up right where we left off in the last film, right? House is on fire. We think Michael's dead, but he's not. He's still alive. Laurie, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, doesn't know that, and we're off. Where's Michael? So let's just get right into it. Yeah, so Halloween Kills. It takes an interesting choice in story where it wanted to go. What did you think? I'll let you go first.
I really liked the 2018 one. It was really good. This one, I think, who was it? It was Jeremy Jans. I think he said it best. Like this one, it was very like, you can tell it has that how do they say it? That sequel.
Yeah, like that sequelitis, that sequel syndrome. Yeah, I felt the same thing. I was like, like the story doesn't feel complete. They kind of prolong it. It's a little like they prolong it for the sake of prolonging it for length.
And there's
runtime.
Moments I was like, man, like you could
end this now.
Like you could end it, but they're being very dumb.
Yeah, which that's the typical trope.
I get it.
But with this movie, I think really because the 2018 one is really good. I enjoyed it.
I love the intro.
You can feel it, can't you? It's a part of you, Michael. It's a part of you. Say something. Say something, Michael. Say something!
The intro, everything about it was great. Even the ending, right? You think he's dead.
I feel like
he's still alive.
I feel like that one should have been the last one.
It could have. It felt like they left it open just for the sake of just in case it became a hit, which it was. It was a huge hit.
Yeah, but I feel like that one should have been it. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I just think a trilogy is really
a trilogy is a lot. It could have been a two-parter. I would have understood that, but you can tell with this movie, watching it, like you can tell. Okay, like they're setting up for a third one. The kills in this are great. Michael does get some gory.
Some are pretty. Some are pretty funny.
Yeah, they're pretty grotesque, but in a in a good way. Like it's a gory film. You can tell there's more of a budget, so you get to see more of what happens here, where it's pretty brutal. But I gotta admit, like, because there's a whole side story going on here. With victims from the original movies, right? And they kind of formed like this group to attack Michael, and it's like this, they form this mob. So the movie kind of goes into the mob mentality and how that can go bad. And then there's like a whole side plot with that it's telling you about that. But then I'm like, okay, can we go back to Michael? Like, what? It kind of detours from that. But I do like the concept of it, of what they, how Michael is instilling this fear and chaos in the town. That's kind of like, okay, I get that. That makes sense. It's cool. But I do think the way it was done, this movie felt a little bit messy to me. It was messy. I guess is the best. That's just how I thought. By the time it ended, I was like, there was a lot of tropes that just didn't work for me. There was too many times where I was like, this doesn't make sense. This could have ended now. Why isn't this person there? Or why aren't the police in this situation? Especially with the ending. The ending, I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but I was like, I get what they were trying to do, but that just doesn't make sense to me because I don't believe it. Like, certain things like are going on that I was like, why isn't anybody noticing this? I don't know. It was a little messy. I get what they were trying to do. I like the whole idea of like Michael instilling fear and chaos into, and everybody's kind of going crazy. They're trying to figure out what to do. Jamie Lee Curtis is sidelined in this.
It makes sense though, because the last one she got, stabbed.
Yeah, she's hurt. So this movie, it is like a setup film.
I feel
for
like
the finale.
This one might like this one is gonna like benefit more when you watch the third one.
Yeah, but that's kind of a problem because it should be able to stand on its 2 feet.
Yeah, but this type of movie is more like once you finish this one, it's like I think it was Chris Stuckman, like you go right into the next film.
Yeah, so you can forget about the issues of the second one. That's not necessarily a good thing, but I get what they're trying to do. I get that they had to prolong it and make certain things problematic, but I get that. Now it's setting up for the finale, right? Which I believe is called Halloween Ends, and they announced this before this one even came out. They said they were going to do 2 more back to back. I get that. That's fine. I'll watch the next one. But I gotta say, yeah, it was a little messy. The kills were cool. I was a little mixed. I was like, the movie was being really serious at times, and then other times it was just like being kind of funny. And I wasn't sure where it was trying to go with it. I did feel that, especially with the side plot of like this, the mob and the mob mentality, and there's certain things I was like, oh, this is like getting really like deep, getting very like serious, but then there's other scenes going on like where it's kind of funny, and I'm like, I'm not sure where the movie was trying to go, as opposed to the previous film where it had like a set tone. It was scary, but then there was some funny moments in it. I had a good time with that. And that's why I think sometimes less is more, like the 2018 one, it was just about Michael. He's here, he's back, and he's terrorizing the town again on Halloween. Now this one is kind of like, okay, where do we go from here? Right now, this is them taking it on their own path as a full-on sequel to that, and because the last one ended really well, so I was excited for this one, but I was a little surprised on where they went with it, and I get why they did it, but and by the end, I just thought this movie it was a little messy. It was a little messy. Sometimes I wasn't really sure what was like where they were going with it, at least halfway into it, but that's kind of, the soundtrack was great though. Yeah. I really enjoyed the soundtrack.
I really liked the intro of, they did that 1978 like flashback.
Yes, that's a good point. The certain scenes in the 70s.
No, but at first I was like, wait, is this like a real scene from the first movie? Because I couldn't even tell until I saw like the actors. Oh wait, I've seen them.
Yeah, these are modern present day actors.
But it looked just like
it
the
had
first
the film
one.
grain, the way it was shot, the
I think that
outfits.
was my issue. Like is with the Shining sequel, because like how they both did that similar thing, but the Shining sequel didn't have like how this one did it.
Yeah. No, this one they did. I mean,
because it was like really well done.
Yeah, the outfits, the production design,
and the
how
way it
everything looked,
like it just looked like
it had
from
that
the
film
70s.
grain, the colors, the shots, like
And
it
the
looked like the
mask,
70s.
like the way he looked.
Yeah, they literally just brought it back, and it did feel like a 70s. I thought it was from the original for a second. I was like, oh wait, no, it's not. These actors I've seen these actors before.
Yeah.
So that was really good. Those little flashbacks from what was supposed to be during that time of the original. That was actually really cool. That was really, really well done. And now the next one, I think it comes out next year, Halloween Ends. It's going to be the finale. This one definitely sets that up, where now we're probably going to get to see certain characters, just that final standoff, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's always been about Laurie and Michael and that back and forth, even though in this one she is sidelined. I get why, but yeah, I don't know. I was not expecting what this film was, There were some things that, okay, they worked, and there was a lot of things I was like, oh, this is going a different direction, and I was just kind of on the fence. It felt a little messy, just a lot of tropiness with certain things, and some things just didn't make sense to me, I get why they did it. It's like, okay, cool, but I was like, it's hard to believe. There's certain things there, but there's a scene, in the trailer, right? With Michael Myers. There's, we don't see him without the mask, but they tease him with the mask off, stuff like that. Where I'm like, okay, but there's a good chunk in the middle probably where we don't really see Michael for a bit.
Yeah,
in the middle, just in the middle for a little bit, and I'm like, and again, it's just they got to add more meat into the story so that it prolongs. Now I'm curious to see what they do with the last one. I think they could have ended this story in 2 movies. I'm sure they could have blended what they had with what they have for Halloween Ends and Halloween Kills and just made it into one movie. But I'm sure they're thinking a trilogy, for financial reasons, they can make money off of a trilogy. But I feel like they could have just ended this in a 2-parter. Make it a 2-parter,
Yeah, but don't ever do that.
Very similar to what we said about Quiet Place 2, where, this could have probably ended in 2 movies. But, the common thing is a trilogy. I get it, but especially with this one, I was like, maybe if they had just focused and made this the last one, unless they have some grand plan for the third one, for Halloween Ends.
Big twist.
I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm at on that, But
and I don't know if it's gonna be like how this one was, how like right after.
It would have to be, because you can't do a time jump, because people are gonna be like, wait, where? It just wouldn't make sense if there was a time jump. People would be still looking for him.
Yeah. And
it is called Halloween Ends, so it's like Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. So I think it's all taking place in this series of
3 days,
a couple days or something.
Yeah, a couple days.
Or not even a couple days. It all takes place over Halloween night. So
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because this takes place right after the previous one. It's happening all at the same time, and then it takes place right after the end of the previous one. Then it continues. It's gotta take place right after that. So it's over the course of Halloween night. They just made it into 3 movies. That's hard to do, story-wise, because you got to come up with a 3-act story structure with development over one night.
Oof.
So it's interesting, but I enjoyed it. I was laughing some stuff, and then some things I was just like, come on, man. The classic, why are these people so dumb?
Yeah.
And it's just the classic scary movie.
And no one can shoot for shit.
Yeah, nobody can shoot, or they're like, it's just like in Scary Movie 1 when she's running and it's like safe or death, and they go to death, and there's a gun, a knife, and a banana. She takes the banana. It's just things that it just doesn't make sense. Like, just there's so many things that you could do to be safe.
There was one death scene. I don't know if I can mention it. I don't know if it's
if it's not in the end, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it's when the girl is shooting the gun.
Yeah, and she just
but it was funny because when then Michael kicks the door
and she shoots herself.
She shoots herself.
That's probably believable, because clearly she never shot a gun before, and she.
But dude, I was laughing. I was like,
this guy's unstoppable.
I found that I was like good, clever.
That was funny.
Yeah,
it was
that
funny.
was funny. I don't know.
Yeah, Michael's just unstoppable in this movie.
Yeah, because she was already about to pull the trigger, but right when he kicked the door,
she shot herself. Yeah, Michael's unstoppable in this movie. He's just.
Funny.
They do explore that element, they really get into him being like this unstoppable force. Like, there's scenes, like in the intro or whatever, where this guy just doesn't go down. This he's like this supernatural being. Or like that scene, he kicks the door and she shoots herself. He can just do anything. He's an unstoppable force.
Or when they're shooting, he just keeps walking. Like, he just keeps.
Yeah, he's just not scared of any gunshots.
Like,
they just
flinch.
can't hit him. They just can't hit him. It's like he's a Jedi.
What I like too is how the mask is
it's getting worse and worse over time.
Worse and worse.
More worn out. Because you see in the original, at least in the shoots of the original, that they did, that looks exactly like it.
Clean.
It's clean, new, almost like cheap looking. And then in these movies, they're kind of getting worn out more and more. Yeah. And he just keeps going. So.
It has some cool shots. I really like the intro of the fire, the house on fire. Yeah, and then that whole action sequence and stuff. There's good things in it. It was just that other stuff that they threw in there that you didn't really see in the trailers. The trailers kind of tease you about, he's back and he's gonna, what are the main actors from the previous movie gonna do? And in this one, it's kind of like, yeah, that's the marketing, but here's these other people and. We're going to follow them for a bit, and definitely watch it in the theater, Because we saw it in Dolby.
There's still, we saw it in Dolby and AMC. There's obviously, it's still fun. There's fun moments in it. There's characters, Little John, Big John, Little John. Like, I wish there was a little bit more of that. I know some people don't like that humor in these movies.
Again,
but it helps draw you in.
Because there's 2 different, because there's some people who didn't really like the 2018 one.
Yeah, like the tone or the
and
humor.
the way it was, but because
But I liked it. It makes it a little bit more fun. It brings you in more, because when it takes itself too serious, when it takes itself seriously and then you're not believing these tropes of that these people are this dumb, then it's just kind of like, oh, like, I don't believe this. This is trying to be serious.
Because in the 2018 one, like with it was like the little kid.
Yeah.
And he was like running. He's like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Because
like,
it's like,
it was funny.
and it's
like, all
natural, you know?
Yeah.
Like in the old couple in the earlier part of this movie, the wife is like, what does he want? And he's like, who gives a shit? You know, that's funny. But it's like, that's also natural. Like there's natural humor in these situations that I liked with the previous movie, but this one really just takes itself so serious. I'm
very,
like,
very serious.
And then the characters are dumb. And I'm like, oh, you can't expect me to take the movie serious and they're being this dumb.
Because in the 2018 one, they're a little bit more different.
They're different, and there's the humor with it. So it's like, okay, at least it's funny. And, you know, there's a balance to it. But this one's like, no, take this seriously, but also believe these characters are this dumb. And I'm like there's some dumb characters in this. It's just like, you have a gun. Why are you going so close into it?
Or that it was the same car scene when he kicks the door and the lady shoots herself. But like the husband, I don't know what he was trying to do.
Yeah, just there's decisions in this movie. I'm like, this guy could be dead easily, or even what I do appreciate is clearly like this character he doesn't die easily, right? At least they went that route, because you know what I mean? At this point, dude, if nobody has shot this guy by now, or like this got to be the dumbest town ever, you know?
And most of the people don't really have guns.
And when they do, they shoot everything but him, you know? But
they're going,
but you know,
yeah.
Other than that, you know, the soundtrack is good. There's certain things I like where they're going with it. Definitely watch it in the theater. It's fun in the theater.
Yeah.
Getting people's reactions and stuff, because I know it's streaming on Peacock, but watch this in a theater, man. You know,
really? I didn't even know.
It's you know, the theaters are always where it's at. But I mean, anything else on?
It was good.
I look forward to the next one. I'm looking forward to see how it ends. And
watch it.
I think it comes out next year. I know these filmed back to back. But yeah, guys, that's our thoughts on Halloween Kills. David Gordon Green directed it. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to us on the audio formats, we're watching Squid Game right now. We're like halfway through.
We're on episode 4.
We're on episode 4 right now, so we're getting there, and we're gonna be watching that and get that episode out for you guys. We want to talk about that because it's been really good so far. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy us talking about this stuff. And to the next one. Goodbye.